Still going live. We got like the foot monitor.
Oh,
how-
gross.
Hang on, I
Oh, no,
think
don't
it's-
look at my feet.
No. Oh gosh.
There
Not
we
what
go.
I meant. How low is that?
I think it's good. And hello, everyone, and welcome to TTV episode 209.
Not on camera, really, except for like a little bit. We have
They go like this.
we have deadmatoro on the side, who's not going to introduce herself. That's
No, she's too enthralled with building this Porsche,
Mesmerizing speech having set.
cool.
evidently. And
This one is also a car.
see what?
This one is also a car.
Most speed
Just like
champion sets
all
are
other
cars.
speed champions
You know
cars.
that?
Fun fact. I mean, this is a tip from a Lego designer. Did you know all speed champion sets are cars?
Are you serious?
No, some
Really?
of them are, trucks too.
Those are
some
also
trucks.
cars. Those are
Big
subsections
cars.
of
No,
cars.
but there's like
Large cars.
large cars that fit other cars inside.
They
back
do.
of the
Would like a
cars.
really big truck be a car? Like
Yes.
one of those 18-wheelers?
Yes.
Oh.
Anything that's alive in in
Has
Pixar's
wheels.
cars can be determined as a car.
What about planes?
Forklift's also a car. Planes are a different
Man,
universe.
This is a pretty broad definition.
And
Why-
we went off the rails really quickly.
Why
so
we
like,
hang on.
Cars aren't on rails.
All right. So, anyways, we just wrapped up BrickFair 2018. It was pretty fun.
Does that mean that the title's clickbait because it says live from BrickFair?
Live after from BrickFair. No, I don't know how to.
I'm like 30
I
minutes
get-
away from BrickFair.
Yeah, we're off site technically
Hang on, I'll
speaking.
check the schedule.
What's
schedule,
currently going on?
The schedule ends at 10 o'clock. So it's like 11:30. It's up.
It's over.
Yeah,
Done.
BrickFair is definitely done.
Turn off the stream. We're done.
See you
It's
guys
like a
later.
little-
I'm Invi.
BrickFair is over. Sad face.
So
We
since
done.
BrickFair just ended, let's get some thoughts, like just short impressions, how you felt about it this year compared to other times, or if it's only your first time, what
Yeah.
you think?
How'd you guys feel compared to last year?
I enjoyed it this year more than I enjoyed it last year.
That's good. That's good.
Because we weren't there
Last
last
year
year.
I was
Yeah, no. As far as comparing the two, this year was fantastic. It was way better than last year. It was just so much fun. So much happened. It was wonderful. Matthew Wald's amazing, but we'll get into all of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh. What about you, Invi? What do you think?
I really liked it this year. I mean, last year was full of kind of like drama that shouldn't have existed, I guess, before
That
our
shouldn't
group
have happened.
specifically. And then there's just like, I don't know, there was less attendance at BrickFair for us for sure. So this year being able to be at the convention more, being able to interact with people, definitely felt a lot more fun. Definitely cool, like hanging out with you guys a lot, being able to just like go out and eat or like watch movies and stuff, like watch a movie, I guess.
I didn't get fired this year, so that's pretty cool.
LJ hasn't been fired yet.
Yeah.
He got fired at the end of
After
the month last year, so
last-
we're still waiting on that.
It was like August 30th, August 31st, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never forget.
Yeah, what'd you guys think?
Yeah, the GBC was.
I'll be right back. I'm trying
I
to
enjoyed the
take care of
GBC.
Say what?
The GBC.
I saw it in passing.
It was
Like
a
the
lot of fun.
most detailed look I had at it was during the World of Lights.
We didn't have
I
any
think
lights
I
set
think
up, no,
Nick
it's like
is talking about a different GBC.
We were.
The
when we were-
GBC stands for Galidor Building Competition.
Oh my god!
Which is something that we hosted on Friday. Is that right? No, it was on
Thursday.
Thursday of the event.
It was Thursday.
Yeah, check the
at,
schedule.
check the schedule. Thursday at noon, actually. Yeah, so I had a suitcase full of Galidor. Like that was all I brought with me, just 23 kilograms of Galidor.
Holy
Undiluted
cow.
pure Galidor.
just
So-
bits, just pieces,
I don't know how
unbuilt.
much-
I'm
and
surprised
just,
you somehow managed to fit that. That's like a ridiculous amount of pieces, or like
Me
the bag.
I'm surprised I was able to bring them in, and if I have to answer any questions,
No
of
questions
exactly
asked.
what is this? These are all
What are you going to be
bits.
doing with this? You're going to be selling this? No, we're going to be building with this, and I'll take it
Building
home
this.
again.
So yeah, I just we just dumped all this bag full of Galidor parts on the table, and then had those like probably like over 20, 30 people, I think.
Yeah,
just
just
digging
into Galidor.
digging into Galidor pieces and building with them, and like in less
Some people
than,
were really eager to start to the point where they looked quite nervous, and they asked a lot of questions
Can
about
we go? Can we go?
what.
In less than 2 hours, I think we had a table full of amazing creations
Yeah.
from everybody around the convention. A table that rivaled the BIONICLE table, I would say.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't have to build anything. Actually,
Yeah,
that was
neither. I
fantastic.
didn't build anything
You
either.
didn't have to. You didn't get to.
I didn't have a chance.
I mean, it was like a
It was
pack of hounds just like jumping into the Galidor parts. There's not much left.
Pick the meat off the bones.
Looking for all the heads and arms to connect.
Did Matthew Wald ever get a chance?
No, that's like probably one of
He
the
did not. No,
one of the biggest like things to miss out on this BrickFair was the fact that we did not get to build Galidor.
We
Matthew
didn't
Wald.
get to glitch with Matthew Wald.
But
We
we
did
got
get
to
to
talk to
spend
him quite a lot.
A lot of quality time with him. Yeah. So,
And recorded
He's-
some fun additional material for Eljay as well. So that was
Oh yeah.
that was good.
Oh, it's so good. I've been watching it and showing it to some people, and it turned out so beautifully. And I can't wait to post it online because it's possibly Matthew Wald at his best. It's just the
Yeah.
emotions that he can convey are just exquisite.
It's very good.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's crazy. It's like the last few days have been absolutely non-stop. Like 5 days has felt like it's been maybe a couple.
I think I don't remember what happened in like the past 3 days. I remember getting here and then doing a lot of things, and then now it's over.
Yeah.
It's just just zoomed away.
Yep. And now we go back to Denmark again. Go back to working again. We had about 6 days in Denmark between coming back from Comic-Con and flying out again. So
Yeah, we did a road trip through the US, which was a lot of fun, through California. Very beautiful, very hot this summer. And then ended at San Diego Comic-Con, which is a lot of fun. And then flew back to Denmark, which is 15 hours or something
yeah,
Oh my
in total.
gosh.
it's a 9-hour time
Bunch
difference
of
too.
different flights. And then we had about 5 days back in Denmark before we flew over here again. Much fair, and that was pretty good.
So originally we're just not supposed to go to BrickFair because we just decided, all right, we're gonna do a road trip in California. We're gonna enjoy the entirety of that part of the country, and then maybe next year we'll do BrickFair. And then Kevin Hinkle approaches and he's like, guys, Matthew Walden's coming. And we're just like, well,
I guess we probably need to go.
that's a damn shame. And then I was convinced I wasn't gonna go because I'm not insane. Like I wouldn't just travel to the US in like the span of 4 weeks twice.
But if
And then-
anything's going to change your mind, it's definitely Matthew Ewald.
Yeah, and also Nick is quite convincing
We're
himself.
going.
He was just, he asks you like every like day, he's just like, hey,
What about
should we
going
go to BrickFair? It's like, no, let's not go to BrickFair. It's like, should we go to BrickFair? And of course, the opportunity to meet Matthew Ewald and talk to him about Galidor and like his experience working on Galidor.
Also, these guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Never had
Yeah, it's
the
almost
meeting
it's a bit of a shame that the rest of the podcast
Yes.
decided to not go, Meso.
Yeah, it is.
They were afraid of actually confronting you after, especially Meso, after criticizing the knee design, lack of knee design.
Yeah,
He probably didn't want to have to say it to your face.
that's understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, I do know that I'm quite intimidating normally, so it's understandable. And maybe next year, Meso, if you finally get over being such a
A no-show.
Oh man,
Such a no-show.
Meso's getting called out
We
on
could
his own
actually,
show.
have some back and forth about knee design in Max. We'll see.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Gonna have to get over your. I like this in the patron chat. Prentice is saying the roast of Meso. That's like we've been trying to get a hold of VAR for the
Mhm.
last few days too. He's just been completely MIA.
He used to be my favorite TTV member,
Oh no.
and then he didn't show up to BrickFair. You know, he lives like 3 hours away,
And
it's
then he
like,
didn't watch Gurren Lagann.
I live like 12 hours away, and I'm still here. It's, whatever.
What excuse? He could have driven over.
And we could have watched Gurren Lagann together because the US has Gurren Lagann on Crunchyroll. We could just watch it
Yeah.
anywhere as long as we had Wi-Fi. Would have been great. But
Yeah, it would have been fun.
instead, I don't know what he's doing. It can't be as important as being
I-
at BrickFair or watching Gurren Lagann.
I think he mentioned he had a party over the weekend, and that was his excuse to not
That was his
go.
excuse not to go. Well, I'm even more disappointed. It's coming way down the list of my favorite TTV members.
Var, you're gonna have to work on that, bro.
You too, Messa. My goodness. Man, no, Matt. Okay, let's talk about Matthew. Matthew was unbelievable. He was incredible.
It's amazing. He's such a genuine and sincere and like, very amazing person. Amazing
Should we
actor.
talk about who we're talking about in case people aren't 100%?
Oh yeah, refresher on who Matthew Ewald is.
Yeah.
Matthew Ewald is the actor who played Nicholas Bluetooth
in
the Galidor television series.
Galidor Defenders of the Outer Dimension.
Yeah.
Aired in 2002 on Fox Kids. Great show.
Went for 2 seasons. Ended with a cliffhanger, a painful cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's a rough cliffhanger for sure.
Yeah, it was quite amazing to be able to talk to him, and
it was the first time when we had interacted with him a little bit over letter, I guess, beforehand, but not properly. So it was amazing to meet him finally after a year of building Galidor creations.
Talking to people about Galidor, like even internally, we talked to
sculptors,
talking to like production side, like designers and sculptors and producers and stuff, but never to anyone from the other side where they're actually working on the TV
never
show.
I mean, yeah, it's amazing just to speak to Nicholas Bluetooth.
The Nicholas Bluetooth.
Yes.
Yeah. Even though I did have a braided mohawk and,
he had an amazing haircut.
and a giant beard. He looked like a Viking.
He really did.
He was very apologetic because it was for an acting job that he's doing at the moment. But that he looked like this instead of Nick Bluetooth. But I just thought it was amazing because he looks like a fantastic future Nick Bluetooth.
Yeah, he looks like a Basil Hardin.
He looks like a Viking, and for Bluetooth, Nick Bluetooth being sort of based on Danish
folklore. Yeah, well, not folklore, but history.
Folklore and history. Yeah, it's pretty appropriate.
Yeah,
it was kind of. T-shirt, so he really looked the part, so. But no, he was so down to earth. I remember he got there earlier in the morning on Friday, and he was there the entire time talking to people, signing autographs, all the way to his panel. He did,
and I had to tap him on the shoulder. I literally had to tell him, "Hey,
it's 3 minutes.
Matt, it's still 5 minutes in your panel." Ironically, we then later recorded a joke, including that line, and never made the connection. But I did actually have to remind him that he had, well, not to remind him, but he was so he was so focused on interacting with his fans that it was just all right, it's time. He needs to be all the way over there talking about Galidor pretty soon.
Yeah.
And then when he did, it was amazing. It was quite the presence and quite the message that he had. It was quite very inspiring.
It's a fantastic Predator impression. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think somebody recorded the entire panel. Has anyone checked yet? Because I've literally just been living off of terrible hotel Wi-Fi, so I don't know anything that happened on the internet in the last 5 days. So.
Same.
You've been living under a rock or something?
Basically, yes.
The only thing I think I know is that Disney has not commented on rehiring James Gunn, and that's it. That's all I've heard from the outside world.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was awesome to interact with him, and he actually, I feel like it was probably for it seemed like he was really enjoying himself basically. Mm-hmm. And during that panel, people asked a lot of pretty interesting questions, and for me as a person that started posting Galidor as kind of a thought experiment and something just fun to do on the side, I was quite overwhelmed to see and happy to see that there were so many people at BrickFair that had it a love for Galidor in one way or another. Of course, there's a lot of ironic stuff going on, and people are oh, haha, I like Galidor, but there's a good portion of people that are just genuinely excited. It's yeah, no, Galidor was my childhood, and then it ended, and then having to talking to those people is great because the extent to which I experienced Galidor was just toys. Because we didn't have the TV show. The toys came in on clearance sale, only on clearance sale, basically. Just they were delivered to us, and we're just I guess I'll buy this because it's Lego and it's cheap, and I'll give it a shot. I kept it separate from all my Lego for most of the time, but I had fun building with it, and other people apparently had a lot of fun watching the TV show. I'm watching it now. I can imagine why. It's quite special in a lot of ways, and I think it is it is surprisingly like grown up for a TV show for kids, and especially when you start looking into the Nick Bluetooth character, which is very much like Matthew's doing. It's really fun to talk to him about this.
So there's just so much depth and care and love that was being put into like every aspect of the production. That you can definitely see from like Matthew Ewell's talking about the things that he worked on and the people he worked with. It was really, really, really cool to see.
I think I can kind of understand like his perspective for sure, because I asked him about like if this was, and if he's even done anything Galidor related in a long time. This is his first time since like 2003 that he's been there for a Galidor event. I know when I came to BrickFair last year, like all I've done is basically made like silly videos on the internet, like making fun of BIONICLE games. But then here I come to BrickFair and like people actually know who I am, and it's like crazy that people like watch stuff and like want pictures. I mean, for Matthew to show up after all this time, like years after Galidor's over, and then he's still got this crowd that recognizes who he is and wants to, get his autograph and all that stuff for this show that, he did like a long time ago. I can imagine like being blown away by that. Like you could tell he was very deeply impressed and just like humbled by
Do you remember
this whole
his,
experience.
procession that he had?
Yeah,
coming
just
into
like
the Galidor
when he
panel?
first came to the Galidor table, there was just like this crowd, like this following of people. He's going to the panel,
Waiting to
like
see him.
everybody's just like following him. We got this big entourage, like
Because he was in the middle of like signing stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that all the people that wanted to
Wanted
go to the
to get
panel
something
were
signed
already
from
in line to
Matthew
get
Walker.
something
Yeah.
signed. So they're just like, yeah,
Let's
he
go
just
over
walked
there
over
now.
there and it's like, all right, we'll take all the Galidor
Magnetically.
people to this place. And,
I can't, like, that must have felt good for him. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
probably pretty cool. Like, just all these people want to get to know him and stuff. I don't know. It was like, he's a cool guy. I really liked.
Yeah, Nick and I got to talk to him in like sort of face to face for a little while, and it was awesome to talk to him about like his passion for the product, and also really interesting because Nick and I have been, of course, doing some research and digging around inside of like old Lego like basements and stuff for like unreleased Galidor stuff and like the history of Galidor and talking to the different people working on Galidor, and
It was really cool to compare. and
piece
contrast,
those
his-
stories
his
together because they're very
experience
much
with
like
Galidor
incomplete
compared to-
stories that we have, and he has incomplete stories, and together we can kind of make maybe a whole of it. We're planning to document a lot of the stuff and see what we can do with it. Again, no promises because we have no clue what the like legal reason, like legal background is for any of this stuff. But yeah, it would be really fun to actually have something like a favorite files and like have just a resource where we can post all sorts of like early Galidor concepts to unreleased concepts that never made it to the shelves.
Be able to know a little bit more about Galidor, the what could have been.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, like, you guys like know a little bit about what was supposed to happen after it was canceled, and then I mean, Matthew's heard a little bit, like he knew like some of the stories that were supposed to take place in the following seasons. It's kind of cool when you guys were talking about it with him, like correlating like what you've seen and what he's seen, like,
Yeah.
and piecing together, okay, this could have been season 3. This explains, this that we have, it was pretty cool. I wonder if he's going to be able to, didn't he say he had like a storage unit or something like of
He has like an entire storage unit full of like props and like scripts and storyline ideas basically. It's just all unused Galidor stuff and of course used stuff from like the set. But yeah, there's like easily enough there to continue to blog for the next like couple of years at least.
the Ewald files.
It would be hilarious. Tales from the Outer Dimension, pretty good. If you're looking for suggestions, tales for names, Tales of the Outer Dimension would probably be pretty good. Yeah, and
Well, I think
I heard about the storage locker. I did not know that there was any plans to kind of bring that out.
well, there's like plans in the sense that we can see how much we were allowed to.
That's
Basically,
fair.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
mean, it's been 16 years. We started doing this in 15th anniversary of Galidor. But it's been 16 years, and we'll have to see. There's a lot of the people that are in charge of like making these kind of calls got replaced since then and
Matthew
made
is
their way
also
somewhere
gonna
else.
look into his storage locker, to see
Yeah.
like exactly what he
See
has.
what
It's
could be posted.
It's all over the country though, so
Oh,
it's
really?
not always over.
He said he had
Yeah.
a storage locker somewhere in California where he keeps
Yeah.
most of his
Oh,
stuff.
that's right.
Top secret location.
Top secret location, undisclosed. In case you start digging around, I'm not gonna say.
Area 52.
Yeah, it's just a high school, just like Area 51 in Galidor.
Oh my god! It's in that scrap yard. He just went back and hit everything.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Exactly, right before Gorm came.
Yeah, no, it's amazing because for me, I didn't watch a show. I didn't have any of the figures for Galidor whatsoever. The only frame of reference I had for it was kind of a joke, like in the construction Lego community.
Yep.
But coming here, it was incredible because there were just so many people that were so invested, so interested, and Matthew was just so nice. Every single time, like we recorded the video with him, and I think he asked me possibly 5 times, "Are you happy with this?"
Granted, we did do it in a single take, which is
We
quite
did,
impressive.
yes.
I didn't expect that it would work in a single take, and I'm hoping that it turned out fine.
Oh, it was great. It was wonderful.
I guess he's used to like doing one take, like for just 1,000 takes of the same thing, like all day long.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, he's a professional actor. You didn't work with a professional actor.
That is true. That is very true. And yeah, no, but it was once we were done. It was perfect. And but he was just very insistent. It's like, "Are you happy? Are you happy? Not did it turn out well? Do we need to do it again?" It's just worrying about whether or not I was content with it. That was evidence of how nice and genuine he was about every single interaction he had there.
I hope that people end up watching the panel because I think the panel was really, really fun to listen to.
Yeah, no, the panel was wonderful.
And his interaction with the fans. I think he did a pretty good job of like keeping his own story concise and then basically bringing out more information as people asked for it. Basically, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like he pretty quickly went into questions. I was kind of surprised by it, but then it was fairly easy to deliver on questions because I think we had plenty of questions in the end. Still, I think it was like 2 or 3 unanswered questions still, and he went into detail more, like face to face with those people. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
there's a lot of content in that pretty short panel if you think about it.
Oh yeah, no, it was great, and that's kind of what I was saying. He was there all day, signing autographs all day. He went to the panel, and then right after the panel, he sat down to sign more autographs.
Yes.
I left for
We left for like a good half an hour at least.
Yeah, we were gone for a long time, half an hour to an hour. Come back, he is still signing autographs.
And we still had to wait too.
And the line was huge. It lasted so long.
And then he was non-stop on Saturday as well.
Yeah.
So he was there for the whole public day. Just talking to people. Anybody who would come up and ask, like, people who hadn't even heard of Galidor before would ask, like, what is this Galidor? And he would explain to them like the whole thing and talk to them. For the entire public hours, and then afterwards as well. He had to leave. I think it was around 8 o'clock at night. He had to leave to go back to a shoot that he's filming at the moment. It's like he took special time out of his schedule to make it to BrickFair.
Yeah.
But then up until the time that he left, he was still signing things and doing interviews for people. And like somebody would ask him like, "Oh, do you have some time to do an interview? I know you're on your way out." But then he would say, he'd say, "No, I've got time." And then he would refuse to say exactly how much time he had left, so that the person doing the interview wouldn't feel like stressed.
Yeah.
So I was trying to help him take his stuff to leave, and he was just still signing autographs for everybody. He was on the way out, and then we were almost out the front door, and somebody else was like, "Oh, that's Matthew Ewald. Can I take a photo?" And so immediately he just puts everything down and we'll take a photo. He's just so nice. And willing to spend time with absolutely everybody. It was amazing.
Now, part of what you just said, it kind of leads into possibly my favorite story to come out of BrickFair so far.
From last night.
So you spent a little bit more time with him because he said he had to go. The 4 of us went back to your guys' hotel room to watch What We Do in the Shadows, directed by Taika Waititi, who did Thor Ragnarok.
It's an amazing movie.
Hilarious.
Yeah, really funny movie.
So good. And so we go up. You were going to kind of...
I was going to stay a bit longer just to make sure, help him get on his way if there's anything he needed carrying and stuff, and just to say goodbye and thank him for spending the time because it was just absolutely amazing. yeah, so I did that. I took like he had a giant framed portrait of the original like Galidor poster.
Mhm.
That was signed by the artist who made it. So I carried that out to his van, and put it like, so he was gonna drive off to his inn, so was help him take stuff and so say goodbye, because he was gonna have like a long road trip on his way. Thanked him for everything, heartfelt goodbye. We'll stay in touch. See you in the future. Safe travels. And then he drove off. I waved in the car park, and then it was just like it was night at that point. I just walked back to the Holiday Inn, which is just 2 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And just as I was walking back, just reflecting on these past 2 days, it was kind of a whirlwind of just meeting.
oh
Matthew
yeah,
Ewald, just
it's
being
crazy.
swept away, and just all these things happened so quickly, and it was
The
fantastic.
story is so weird from different people's
Yeah,
perspectives.
so
then-
So then we got to get our
perspective.
perspective of what's going to lead into this.
We
So, yeah.
paused the movie.
Yeah, so we paused the movie because BrickFair, they do this thing close toward the end called World of Lights. And it's where some of the exhibitors have mocks with lights in them, and they turn off. They supposedly make the entire convention hall very, very dark. It was not very dark this year. They turned off
Half
some
of
of
it was. Half of it was pretty dark.
half of it was
Most of
kinda
it.
dark. Yeah, it was dim. It was much darker. There were some lights, and we wanted to go check it out because we didn't know what to expect. So we paused the movie, and the four of us head to the elevator to go down and go back to the convention hall. And so we get in an elevator, and there was a little bit of confusion as to which floor we got off on.
The second floor had like a back door that allowed us to go pretty much straight directly into the convention hall. But the first floor was where we got in through, so that's
Yeah.
you guys.
So there wasn't a
reference was.
communication. I didn't know on the second floor a back door existed. So we get to 2, and you and Eljay step off, and you're like, okay, we're getting off here. I'm like, really? There's still one more floor. He's like, no, we get off here.
As the door closes in front of my face, he's like, no, we have to get off of the second floor.
I didn't know that. So then Matoro and I are still in the elevator, and we're going down to the first floor. I get out of the elevator, and she's like, we should go get them. So then she stays in the elevator. I'm like, okay. So then it closes. She goes back up. So while she's going up, Matthew Ewald walks in. I'm just like, oh, hey, man, like, did you get everything packed? And he's like, no, that's why I'm here. I was like, no. I mean, like, did you get everything packed at, like, your table? He's like, oh, yeah. So then we're just standing there. Then the elevator opens up, and then
It's all of us in
You guys are all in there.
Yeah.
So then Matthew and I step in, and then we start talking. But then we
So,
have an extra person walk in right from
I'm
behind.
just walking like back to the hotel and just appreciating like that moment of like, yeah, this is final departure. And I walk through the inn, walk to the elevator, and I heard Niek's voice just in the elevator. I'm like, oh, that's a weird coincidence, because I was going up to meet you guys in the hotel room, continue watching what are you doing down here? I just step in, and right to my left is Matthew Ewald. And all of you guys as well. Like, at this point, I'm just like,
from our perspective, it's like we go to the second floor. Niek and I get off. They go down. The elevator comes back up. We get back on.
It goes down.
We go down, and in walks Matthew Ewald.
And then all of a
And I
sudden
just
Nick
scooped in
shows
at
up,
the
and we're
end.
like, what is going on? It felt like a movie. Like, it was so unreal. Like, everybody just showing up.
And then
out
we're
of
on the
nowhere.
first floor, and Matthew Ewald we're going to the 5th floor. Matthew Ewald is going to the 6th floor. So we just go back up the elevator again. And it's just like,
Matthew's like, I already said goodbye to you. Like, this kind of ruins like the goodbye from earlier. Like, we just had an emotional moment, and now I have to see you again kind of deal.
so we just like faced opposite directions.
Yeah, turn around. Yeah, we
Listening.
get to the 5th floor. We all get off except for him. And the last thing he says as the elevator doors are closing, he's like, if I'm still here, call a priest. And that's the last thing I heard from him. It was amazing.
Elevator adventures at BrickFair Virginia.
Yeah,
I'll never forget.
Yeah.
And then after all that, we're back on the 5th floor.
Yeah, because I forgot something,
And then
I didn't
today
need to
when we
drop
were in the
that.
and then you guys went all the way back again. So
Yeah.
it
But
was like nightmarish trip. Like, oh, we'll just quickly pause the movie, go over to
World of
watch the
Lights.
World of Lights,
It'll be easy.
meet Matthew Ewald, go back and forth, get ID checked, and then oh no, everybody forgot their IDs. We'll go back to the hotel room, grab IDs, There we go. Go in and then.
Well,
I
even-
forgot my brick badge.
Oh, that was right. You forgot
That's
the
right.
brick badge.
Yeah.
They won't let you in without it.
So then you didn't have your ID to get in because the adult swim was going on.
Yeah.
So the three of you went back, and then we're looking around just like, I don't know if it's
I
really
don't know
worth
if this
it.
is worth the 30-minute trip from the hotel room through the elevator
so
back to
then-
the hotel room.
Yeah, then you
to the
asked me
break.
to text Eljay about it, and so I do. I'm like, knowing him, he's still gonna want to come anyways.
Well,
like,
I didn't see it until we were back. So
Back in and looking around at what the lights.
Yeah, exactly.
Like brownish almost now.
no, it's fine. It's just the shadows.
You've been drinking that all
Is that
weekend.
the same one?
yeah,
No,
that's
no,
the
this is a different one.
Florence juice.
You got that like on Wednesday.
This is the one you drank out of.
No, he poured it into a cup.
But you know what I mean. Like this is the one.
But you
this is
drank.
Oh,
You did
this is
use
that
that
one.
one.
Right,
This is the one that's
I had
been
a
in the
drink. Yeah,
stool. It's been in the Galidor. The stool.
Galidor area.
The Galidor area had a couch in it. It was probably the
It was
sweetest
awesome.
booth of
It
any
was the
booth
coolest.
there
It
because we
was,
had like a
like-
sweet
It was the
couch.
hangout spot.
We had like
all
a
BIONICLE
food
people
box.
were over there.
Grayson, who was
a couch,
like,
and food box.
based on like the things he posts on the internet, I was kind of expecting like a really like sarcastic, like kind of a very ironic kind of guy, but he was so nice. Like I was
Oh,
so
yeah.
surprised. It was like I expect him to be fun to hang out with, but not in such a like wholesome and like happy way. He's like, oh yeah, I brought some snacks here, and for $2 you got all weekend
access
access to it. I said, yep,
And
here you
drinks as
go.
well,
Yeah,
so-
drinks
He
too.
was kind of a shrewd businessman too. Like,
He was great though, because like at the end, because he was selling a bunch of BIONICLE stuff at the
Yeah.
very end today, he was like, "All right, here's everything else. Make me an offer." So it was like 4 Vaki, 2 Toanuva,
Liwa Nuva without a
Golly
Really
without
with
a
and
mask.
Gallimata without a mask, all for $10. It's like, what?
Pretty good.
Here we go.
Everything must go.
Yeah.
Clearance sale right there.
Must be clean. Everything must be
Everything clean it all must be good. Oh, no more boardwalk. Oh, but he did they made a video where like him
no,
and Alex.
he was the one who did that.
I think-
Him
yeah.
and Alex?
I
Yeah.
never mind. Grayson is on my
Oh.
my
They
my
took
bad
the Bow
list.
Rock to meme for like
Oh,
Bionic,
no,
the
I
Bionicle
forgot!
mask posting group where they took a baseball bat to a Bow Rock and just like took swings at it, smashed it on the ground.
I
I
saw
cannot
so many
condone this
people
activity.
walk by that
Defacing
Bow Rock
Lego. That's
and
like a
then
crime
say,
for you
like,
guys.
and
Do
then,
not eat
and then
Lego.
just be like, "That's terrible." So many people. Like it's just that it's like throwing
Oh,
away
no.
Lego or something.
I forgot to sign their chests this year.
They didn't ask, did they?
They- At the very beginning, like I
You signed a bunch of people's arms,
You
right?
didn't sign any.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't sign any butt cheeks.
Thank goodness. It's like the first conversation that I had with Alex. He's like, "So, which part of me are you up to signing this year?" And I'm like, "What did you have in mind?" And without skipping a beat, he's like, "My left butt cheek." like, I'm gonna pass.
It was also great putting a face to Alex as well. Like I've never like interacted with him in person, but I've seen his activity online a lot, and it was
Oh yeah.
it was quite fun interacting with him in person. Again, much more like
He's a very nice man.
I guess
In
the
person.
internet has just made me really skeptical of basically anyone on the internet. It's like, I mean, this person is probably going to be just a massive like expletive in person. I mean, if not for these two people in particular, it wasn't that bad, but I kind of expected a lot of like edgy like
Yeah.
like meme lordery
Shenanigans.
and which I totally appreciate. Like online, I love
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But
I'm pretty sure
they were
the
so
Bread Man
wholesome
thing
in
was-
real
was
life.
that level.
Oh, the
Oh,
Breadman
Ryan.
thing was someone completely different. It was Orion from the BCC.
That was I know, but that was meme lord.
I literally
Yeah.
have no idea what that one was about.
I don't either.
I
It's,
haven't been up to date.
That
with
has
my-
to do
Like,
with like a
what's the
show that
trickiest thing
LJ
you
was
can
on
do?
for them.
I've watched part of it, I think.
You're fine. Yeah. It's an ongoing kind of battle between us that's kind of formed because he came over to my place and kidnapped me and beat
I
me
remember
with
this.
bread.
Yes.
And then I came to BrickFair and like Crocodile Hunter wrestled him to the ground, and then he comes back dressed in bread to knock me to the floor and drag me around for a moment. So I can only imagine what's next.
Still feel like I'm missing some form of context here, but
I
sure.
think it's like it's,
Sure, that makes
it's
that
like,
totally
it's
makes
'cause
sense.
He can't eat bread.
Yeah, I get it because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gluten. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the. I guess that's.
It's like a
that's it.
rivalry that's
That's
spawned
it.
now
That's
out of
all.
that first kidnapping.
It was
And-
white bread though, right?
Yeah.
That makes him completely Eljay proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. It completely, and it works too because we were the only 2 people listed in the guide that were from Idaho. We're like the only 2. So
crazy.
Idaho is a strange state.
It is
I don't
a
know what
very
happens
strange
there,
state.
but
One guy wearing a BIONICLE mask and one guy
Wearing
Right.
bread.
wrapped
Nobody gets
in
lost.
shrink foil filled with bread for some reason.
They were waiting around
The
for us
chef's
for a
hat.
while. Like they were texting us while we were still driving. Like we went to DC today, and we're like on the way down, and like, "Are you guys here yet?" Like, because he was sitting around just in like the
In the
In
costume,
costume.
I saw him
Yeah,
in
in
costume.
costume.
I was
The
like,
whole
oh
day.
god, here
and
we
like
go
he was
again.
saying, like
Oh, wow.
people have been asking me about it, like taking pictures. Like I wonder.
Who asked us? Like somebody walked in, they were like, "Have you seen the bread man?"
Yeah,
and it
M&R
was like, "What?
Productions. M&R was like,
Oh,
"Did
was
you see-"
that?
I'm pretty sure it was him. Like he's like, "Have you seen the bread man?" And then he just like walked past.
Oh, that's what he was saying. I
He
couldn't
was
understand
trying
what
to
he
warn
was-
you.
He was trying.
Yeah.
Darn it! Thank you, Ryan. He's probably not going to watch this, but thank you. Send him my regards. But yeah, no, it was great. The entire weekend has been really, really good. It's been very busy. It's been very fun. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about your experience with Voltron, like buying your Lego
Yeah.
Voltron sets, because that was a kind of interesting for us. Like, you're like, hey, can you take us to the Lego store so I can buy my own set? Because like it's cheaper here in America. So
Yeah, it's a little bit like I'm planning to like give away a whole bunch of Voltrons
Mhm.
to like friends and family because it's like something that I'm personally very proud of, regardless of what Meso thinks.
deservedly so.
And I would like to like share it with people, and so I need to buy a whole bunch of them. I had an empty suitcase with me, so pretty good opportunities to buy a bunch, and I'm taking back to Denmark.
When you design a Lego set, you get when the first sort of production copies get in, you get given 2 copies. One to sort of test build to make sure that everything is correct, and then another one to keep for yourself.
Mhm.
So if it's a very big set that you designed, that's pretty cool because you get that big set for
Mhm.
yourself. Problem is, then you also need to give this big set to like your mom and your dad, like all your family, all your friends, and it's a big set,
Yeah, so it's gonna cost
and
me
everybody
a
expects
fortune.
You
And it's like, well, you gave this person a Voltron, you're gonna give me one too. Basically,
Oh, my goodness.
so I want to just buy a couple, and I didn't have a car, and we had to go to Tyson's Corner, which is this huge mall. And I was just like,
Amazing
I just
mall.
gotta look for someone who can like just drop me off of a car, then I can go back and just buy some more. We ended up going twice actually.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
buying a couple more Voltrons, as you do, just casually.
But yeah, we were trying to get to Tyson's Corner, so this is where this great partnership with TTV started.
Yeah, basically.
You guys have a car. Well, I mean, first you were asking Eljay, but for me, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm driving these Lego designers to go buy their own sets at the store.
Oh,
And I was
I
just
know, I
like,
was like-
oh boy, I sure hope I don't take away too much valuable time from this
Oh my
TTV
gosh.
cast member where I should be recording stuff at the convention. Like, in the end, it was pretty fun. It was
It's
good.
great.
Yeah.
And it was fun going to the store because the store manager recognized me and he's just like, oh yeah, no, you designed the set. And it's just like, oh great, thanks. He's like, I show him my cards so I can get them on my account, on my work account. And he was just like, oh, you don't need to show them.
Yeah.
Also, can you sign this box?
Yeah, exactly. And then the staff members each came back one by one. It's like, okay, sign this box too. You can sign this box too. So that was cool. And then for the second day, it was really neat because, well, obviously it was really cool to be there, and a lot of people were like, obviously recognized me either from the video or heard that the designer was here. So a lot of people came up to me and had me like sign boxes because there was no Voltron sets in the pop-up store there because they didn't get any allocated. But then for the second day, Paul actually managed to get Paul managed to get a bunch of Voltron sets, and we did like a full-on signing session in the beginning of the morning. So I
This is
signed.
back at BrickFair with the pop-up Lego
Yeah.
store.
Mhm.
So in the actual convention hall, there was just like, I think we had 40 or so today. Just to
Wow.
sign them all and talk to people, and that was really fun and quite touching to see how excited people are about the product, because in Denmark it's so isolated, like especially for Voltron, where nobody really knows anything about Voltron in Denmark. So I was always just kind of working on it in my own bubble.
Mhm.
There's a couple of people I use as my advisors for, hey, how do you feel about this? I mean, I didn't grow up at the TV show because I was born 10 years after the TV show came
Mhm.
out. So, but I had a whole bunch of people that helped me. But in the end, it was a pretty quiet project because nobody really was like,
New Voltron.
wow, Voltron. And then I
Yeah,
come over
it's
here and
like-
everybody's like, this is the biggest thing in my life ever. And it's like, thank you so much.
Including
I mean,
Matthew
it's-
Wolf.
yeah, Matthew
Yeah.
was very, very excited about Voltron, and it was great to show him the actual physical model. I brought one Voltron, and then I bought 2 on our first trip to
2
Times
on the
Corner,
first trip.
and
You
we
built
built
one.
one with.
Yeah, it was super
This
cool to
group
build
here.
it with you guys.
Yeah.
So I often advertise the fact that you can build Voltron with your friends. You can like split them up, right? And everybody can build a line, and together you can vote from Voltron. But because development on Voltron was so like intense, I've never actually had time to sit down and build one individual line. Like it was always either we were checking for quality, or we're checking for like making sure everything is complete, or making sure the building order is correct, and all these different things. You always have to build from beginning to end. I never had just like, oh, I'm just building the yellow line now, or just the black line. And this was a great opportunity to build a black line. And I think it took 2 hours or so in total.
Yeah.
So we all built a line. I built the black line. Eljay built the green line.
Green
of
line.
course.
Yeah.
Ed blue,
Red yellow.
yellow.
Yeah.
It was a
And
lot of fun.
then we had Jeff building the red line, and it was great. It was a lot of fun.
I screwed up though. You guys had to fix it up for me while I was
pretty
going and
complicated
getting
model.
my parts tub that I won by
Mhm.
guessing the correct
Oh,
amount.
it exactly the
Oh,
correct
yeah,
amount.
you had to leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I stepped out. No, I
Fixed
kind
it.
of finished it, and then they fixed it. Oh no, I was almost done.
Mhm.
done. But then I won. Like they had like this game where you guess the amount of pieces in the jar. I guess I could just grab it.
Yeah, it's true. It's right. It's funny too because we were walking by and I saw this.
Yeah, it was LJ's fault. I even won this.
And,
like,
and I kind of said on a whim, it's like, hey, Invi, let's enter this. But then they wanted like my phone number and a ton of stuff, and it's like, nah, I don't have the energy for this.
Your
I mean,
real.
how many
We need your
parts
phone
would be
number
in
and
that
your
for
real
that?
name, Eljay.
That's true.
In fact, we
It's like-
see your passport because
Yeah.
Social security, if you have credit card information. Yeah, it was a bit of a gamble, but you know, it was
Cavity
worth it.
search.
But-
it's definitely worth
Is
it.
that a Chima head in there?
Yeah,
there's a
there
bunch
is.
of team heads in there.
So the exact amount of parts, I look at it, and first I want to say, okay, maybe about 1,000. No, that's probably not 1,000. Okay, 800. No, okay, 1,200. But I can't just do like a flat 1,200. Like, let's pick something. Okay, how about just flip it around? 1, 2, 2, 1. Like, it was just the most arbitrary. There was
Isn't
no
that kind of your number? Oh no, it's 2112.
2112 is
Oh my
like
gosh.
2112 by Rush. Like that's it's an album /
I see.
song.
Yeah.
So anyways, no, I picked 1221. Then I get told I won it. I go over there. Somebody else gets a text about how the winner was selected for it. I got it exactly correct of 1221, and I'm like, wow, I just kind of like memed my answer, and I got like I came up to the guy that got like second place. He had like 1217 on that one. I came
Really?
up to it to guess when I guessed later. And he was like, "You son of a," he's like, "Congratulations!" I was so close, and I thought I was about to have it, but then, I get the text saying someone's got the exact number. Like, how is that even possible? It's like,
And it's such a treasure trove too. There's
yeah,
like a
I
whole
mean, you
bunch
guys
of
just like,
Chima heads.
well, first you guys are like, "There's nothing good in
What?
here," and then you looked at it later, you're like, "Actually, there's some good pieces." So,
No.
Pink window frames are pretty hot. I like
There's
those.
this one. Look at that
You
one. That
could put
green.
your Chima
green,
heads
like,
through the pink
sand
window
green,
frames,
1 by
like
2
how
by
I'm
6
working
molded.
out.
yeah, like
regular
your
green one.
badge.
Oh, okay. I
I
don't
think
care about the regular green. I think regular green
Like
is
my
a very
badge?
overrated color.
Excuse
What?
me?
Your badge has like.
Please
four
repeat
heads
that
on it.
again.
Bright green.
Oh,
is
there's
better
a Grievous
than
leg
regular
in there.
green.
That's nice.
Oh, Grievous.
There's the Grievous leg.
Oh,
Just a
Oh.
single
I
one
I know,
leg.
yeah, but some part of Grievous.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait.
there's a dinosaur tail.
I love that.
That's
guy.
actually not that bad.
wings. Bat wings.
Whole bunch of purple
There's
cabinets.
probably a bunch
Oh,
of
it's a
stuff.
Monster
There's a bunch of
Fighters.
stuff.
I probably
in there
should
that
have
you
just
can't
had it
mailed
see
home,
and
though.
see
That's
too.
nice.
We're gonna have to
Cool.
make it
Another
to
Grievous
post
leg.
office.
Yeah,
One
well,
more
I don't
Grievous
want to
leg.
mail that though.
It's
I don't want to
gonna
pay for it.
handle
I'm gonna fit it in my
carry it
suitcase.
around.
I have still
Oh,
like
there's a
10
little
extra
travel
pounds
pack
to fit.
I think that's.
Yeah, that's how you live.
That's
Oh,
lit.
no.
It's
Don't
airtight.
carry it when you're holding.
That would be a
Put that back.
disaster.
It's not like a pitcher lid. You get to pour the Lego out. And like...
Oh no, but there's fishing rods as well. Those are great. Fishing rods are great Lego elements.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so
These
I
fish
stepped away to pick up that jar while we were wrapping up the Voltron building,
Just in time,
Just in
back in
time.
time for the pictures.
just in time to be in the pictures
Yeah,
and form it. That was pretty fun.
It was really fun to be able to do that for the first time. Hoping maybe I'll do it a couple more times. I mean, I have a couple more Voltrons, so I also need to give a few of those away.
You should just give one lion away to each person.
Yeah, that would have
Like,
worked.
you're a red lion kind of person. There you go.
There you go. No, but in general, it was very much like Comic-Con, where it was great to actually like. We spent so much time making this a reality, and we spent so much time fighting for this product, with so much like so little actual payoff within our own walls, because people just like, I guess that's neat. And then this is what really makes it worth it. And that was one of the reasons why we fought for it, because we knew people were going to go crazy for it. Having that validation is great. I'm really looking forward. I took a lot of pictures of everything, and the Lego DS team is very a very kind of family kind of team where we're all quite like close, and we share a lot of like stories of why we're going to fan events, because we are very much focused on fans. Like we're not as much of a Toys for Kids group of people. So I took a whole bunch of pictures, and I talked to my project lead while we're at the convention, and they were all just like, yeah, that sounds great. You should definitely like present some of the pictures, both Comic-Con and BrickFair, just to talk a little bit about it, and talk to people who are in all the other parts. Like a designer is only a small task within making this product reality. We have so many other people in the team that make it reality, from like production, graphic design, marketing, packaging, everything basically, that it is great for those people to get that feedback too, and that their hard work is really appreciated by the people that we make it for.
Yeah. No.
And even just like randomly being stopped in the street and it's like, you made the Voltron set, right? And it's like, thank you so much. It's like, and it's like, I feel like I should be thanking you because of people like these people. I have the job that I have, where I'm literally just allowed to like build Lego products and try and make things that people will be excited about to buy in the stores.
And now you also have that really great GIF of you
chucking
all those pieces,
throwing the drum lacquer pieces. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I have no regrets at all.
Well, I kind of want to hear a little bit about like the story that you texted me earlier, like talking to the little boy that made you shed a single tear.
So Lego conventions, I've never been to American Lego convention before, but where I'm from, we had kind of like a kids fest kind of thing, where it's just basically a bunch of fans with their setup, and then kids come over and they look at all this stuff. And there was also official like Lego presents there back in the day. It used to be like designers sent out to these kind of conventions. And I at these conventions was some of my first interaction with a designer by the name of Mark Stafford, who is today like a good friend of mine. We play D&D every Wednesday. Is that right? Yeah, Wednesday.
Tuesday.
We've been out of it for a little bit because we've been on so many trips and vacation stuff. So yeah, that I think somebody bought your STCC signed Ninjago City, Niek.
Oh wow!
We didn't thought that would happen. Anyhow, so I had I think I was around 11, 12 when I had that interaction with Mark Stafford, and I asked him, I want to be a Lego designer, and what should I do to get there? I asked this in many other situations before, but it was the first time I actually got to ask it face to face with an actual Lego designer, and that was like a really big moment for me, and it's definitely like a big moment in my motivation for making it all the way to where I am today. And today, lo and behold, there was a 12-year-old kid, and he came out to the booth, and he's like, "Oh, I'd love to know how to become a Lego designer." I was like, I choked up a little bit. It's like a little bit too much pressure, because I knew that if I did this correctly, maybe it'll be a similar experience to what happened to me at this Kids Fest event, basically, where I got so inspired just by the passion and the good words from this Lego designer that I would make it all the way over to Billund at some point in my life. And that was quite endearing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Not just the adult fans, but also the younger fans. It's just nice to see that happen.
I can't even imagine that, like just being able to meet that guy as a kid, and now you like work with him. That's almost kind of bizarre, like surreal.
A large
play D&D with
a large part of working at Lego is kind of meeting all the people that made the toys that you grew up with. Like on Boost, I worked together with a guy named Jan Thompson, and he worked for Lego 35 years when I started working there. It was funny because I'd be like hanging out with my colleague Carl. The three of us were the designers on Boost, and we'd be like just like looking at Bricklink to buy old Lego sets basically, and then we get really excited over something, and then Jan would like walk over to our desk and he's like, "Oh, what are you guys looking at?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I made that." And it's like every single time we was like, "This is a great set." He's like, "I made that," and he would prove it. It's just like he made all these amazing sets, and now we have like old building days where we build old Lego sets, and he's been showing up for the last couple of times. So it's a lot of fun to talk to him about the design process. So it's very much like walking among like legends of your childhood. It's pretty cool.
Gosh,
that's awesome.
Seriously, man.
By the way, just wanted to point out patron chat. illustrious Var from the TTV channel,
Oh.
pointing out that we sound like really good with this one microphone. Thank you. It's my
that
microphone. I'm
sarcasm?
just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
No,
sarcasm
most people
or...
were blown away because like when we started and Messa was like saying, "Oh, I can't really like hear you guys."
Mhm.
It's because I think it was set to the webcam microphone.
Oh,
So
for
I
real?
switched it after the stream started.
Wow.
Like because people were like, "Oh, it sounds a lot better on YouTube." So I go and I set it to this microphone on Discord. All of a sudden, everybody's like blown away. Like, whoa! All of a sudden,
Like
you sound like
Dolby.
really good.
full surround
that
sound.
makes
Yeah.
sense. That's crazy.
Can
Also-
Var confirm that he was not being sarcastic? That would be great.
Yeah, Var, not only can you do that, but can you justify yourself for not being here? Okay, he's
Thanks,
not
Var.
sarcastic.
Okay, that's
That
great.
is a fantastic costume for a Magic French Ninja. That was
Oh yeah, no, she does great work. She
I don't think we saw that costume. Did you see that
The
costume?
Overlord.
there's a picture on Twitter that Tommy
That is
Anderson
pretty cool.
sent
That
out.
is a fantastic costume.
Yeah. What is it from Overlord?
Yeah, it's Overlord.
Yeah, it's like
his
dragon-
dragon form
dragon
at
form.
the very end of season
3.
something.
Hang on, which Overlord were you talking about?
Ninjago Overlord.
Oh, I thought the anime Overlord. Sorry.
I was
God.
like, wait a second.
I get it now. Yeah, sorry.
Matoro.
I've been out of work for too long at this point. It's just like I can't make these connections anymore.
You've had a very interesting kind of last few days at BrickFair, especially when it came to the stuff regarding Matthew Wald,
Yeah.
because you had like a list of things you wanted to do, and you were able to get him to do one of them.
The impressions you
Yeah,
want.
yeah. No, yeah.
You didn't get to
No.
record it, right? But you
I
did.
know. I don't want to record it. I only
Okay.
want it in like my mind and whoever was present.
It's
Like
like
the
a
five
really
of us,
special,
basically.
very intimate memory where you're just
But,
like it's just
I mean, I guess you could always record it and just be like, no one else.
you just watch it every night before you go to
Fall
bed, like the
asleep.
Wolverine
I was-
meme. It's just like you lay in bed and you just like watch Matthew Evil impersonate Nepal, and then you go to bed.
But yeah, at the panel, I asked him, "Hey Matthew Wold, like, could you impersonate like all of the other cast members?" And he ended up telling us a really interesting
He
story.
dodged the
Instead.
But he got sidetracked.
I don't know if
think
he
did it
like
on
interpreted
purpose.
I
it
think
correctly.
it was. I think it was on purpose.
It was on, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, he was like, "Let me
Told
tell you
the
this
whole
other story."
Other story
he put up
instead,
he
and
put
then-
up a smoke screen and then later I ended up getting him to do the Nepal impression, and he ended up doing it like 3 times, and then he also threw in like a Yin's body actor impression and a Yin's official impression
Yeah,
too,
because
which was nice.
I mean, fun fact is that the actor who played Jens on set was then there was somebody who was in a suit that had an animatronic head, so the actor couldn't see at all when acting Jens, let alone speak.
which
So
explains
then-
a little bit of like his body language. He's
Yeah.
always a little bit unsure about
a
everything.
little bit unsure on his stepping, especially when walking down like TDN module ramps.
Yeah.
But then so then there was another voice actor who then did the voice for Jens separately.
Overdubbed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that makes a lot of sense. I think they did that for Nepal as well, didn't they?
Yeah, because he said Nepal barely spoke any English, and he was a former wrestler,
That's
and
right.
so he would he would bench press him
Bench press
Yeah.
him, just
every
like
single episode.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with you. I want to see that. I want to see like footage
It's gotta exist out there
of
somewhere.
tiny little Nepal just taking Matthew Wald and just going like this. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
It's like he was like it's like better than I could have ever imagined. Like he's the best character, and then on top of that, besides Nick Bluetooth,
Of course.
but then on top of that, he like is also really amazing in real life,
Yeah,
or was. Rest in peace, Nepal.
yeah, that's true. The voice actor did pass away.
Well, in the body actor, I'm pretty sure is passed away.
Nepal's just completely gone now.
Unless
Crap,
the,
guys.
What if the body actor's not dead and he's just like he ends up watching this at some point and he's
Really?
just like,
Somehow
I'm not
understands.
dead. I hate dead.
We kind of concluded that he might be the only actual useful character in Galidor in addition to Nick. Like,
He's the only one that has development out of all of them.
everybody's is wise, but I mean,
Useless.
is he really wise?
And,
Like, he
and,
mostly just sounds wise.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
for
a
some
wise
reason
guy.
Is like he's a total like Nick fangirl. And same with Euripides is just a pushover.
Yeah.
And then Nepal,
For a guy with telekinetic powers,
He doesn't use
he
them
doesn't
very well.
really use them
No.
very
he
well.
just moves things occasionally. He's like,
Is he like
oh,
a
you wanna-
Jedi?
you
He's like
wanna
a
get from there to
pacifist. Like he
there.
doesn't want to.
No.
actually-
I don't know.
Person
We kind of talked about this when we were watching the show. They're almost in a way like the people from the Wizard of Oz, like the Lion, the Tin Man, and
Right.
the Scarecrow.
thinking
But they
that-
kind of have like
Yeah.
elements that aren't there for the guys from the Wizard of Oz. Like they have like the heart and the mind,
Yeah,
but they're
yeah.
like still just like
Like
kinda clumsy.
Nepal
Nepal
just wants like
Nepal is courageous and Yin's is smart and
Euripides
And
Euripides is.
But then they have
Oh,
flaws
the
in other
fuck.
directions.
Stop.
is always hungry. Wait, did
Did
no,
he get
no,
lured in
No,
by,
no,
with
no,
food
Yin's-
into Area
Yin's has a
51? I don't
heart
remember.
and-
I remember being like
wait.
something
No,
really weird.
I don't think it was food. It was something else.
He got lured though, right? He didn't get like forced.
I thought he just walked in and he was just like, hello, and then just like, come sit down here. He's like, oh, okay.
Did they take him away in a
And then
van?
we're
I
gonna
don't
strap him
remember.
Down. He's like, oh,
No,
okay,
yeah, I think they took him
guess.
away in the van. I think he was forced.
Yeah.
But he was lured by something initially, and then he was like, chuckling.
That's
like,
right. That's
Get
right.
in the
yeah.
van. We got Galidor. And then they took him away and like strapped him down.
You got some snap in here. The snap robot's just like in the van.
This is in there stretching out his arm to the child.
Oh my
The people
God.
unfamiliar with talking about in the snap instructions at some
Snap
point,
catalog.
there's like a human-sized, huge, like massive snap robot, and I think he's holding hands or standing right next to
Yeah.
a child that looks like almost like slightly perturbed, but like trying to keep his cool while that robot is just like has like a death stare into the distance, like with all of his teeth exposed. It's like a Terminator. It's terrifying.
Oh my
That's like
gosh.
one of my favorite things to come out of Snap, I think.
He's just in the back of the van. It's like a Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic.
Basically.
I really want to build it though. I want to see.
Yeah,
it.
good luck sourcing that much Snap. Nick has already bought it all, and it's all like the prices are sky high now.
I know. Like, well, the little polybag sets aren't too bad, but they were really expensive for polybags. I did not see one snap this whole.
Oh, there was some GBC modules that had some Snap stuck to the sides of
There
it.
was also some really cool BIONICLE mocks that had Snap as well, but there was no Snap for
Purely
There
Snap.
was
Yeah.
no
Oh,
Snap
okay.
available. All the Snap was already taken.
I
Hide
did. Were there any snaps in like those like kind of like rails or like roller coasters or anything like that? I think it was just the colors were snap colors.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I saw any like extensive Snap building.
I'd like to see that though.
Snap Boost 2019.
I don't think I want to see that. And
Wait,
by that,
so
I'm-
you
I'm-
have some?
And by that I mean I know that
Yeah.
if I say I want to see it,
Not
I'm going to
you.
end up
Yeah,
being
he
the
does.
person
All right,
building
maybe
it.
we should,
this
we
is
should go to
a-
Denmark.
This is an unreleased set of
Snap.
Snap,
Snap lore.
which is just like a duck.
Oh man.
I think it's a duck, but it was
That's-
unreleased, so we may never know.
That's the only thing I can
I
think
mean, a
of.
lot of the Snap stuff you kind of have to like interpret it.
That's
It's like all up to interpretation.
3533 for people playing at home.
Oh gosh.
Aren't there a few with motors too, right?
Yeah. There's, yeah, there's
Yeah,
all
it had
sorts of
actually
stuff.
a lot of
It
like
was a
new
remote
pieces that were
control
quite
kind.
If you
interesting.
could somehow
for
make a robot that
motorizing.
walked, that would be super scary.
I'm sure you can. It shouldn't be too hard.
Look at this one.
Walk and robot is
That's another duck.
Would be
Oh
my
actually-
God.
It
Make
turns
a
out
lot of
that
Snap ducks.
birds. I mean, I
It's
think
like a
after building with Galidor
Duck
for
that
a
had
year,
soul taken
we
out.
can pretty much like conclude that making a bird shape is just something that comes quite natural to pretty much any building system. Like if you make something that has a little bit weird proportions and has like a little bit of hunch, and you give it a
It's
face with
wings.
like slightly
It's the wings.
elongated
Like, yeah, it's a
nose, it's
bird.
like it's a bird now.
It's a
It's
bird.
just like,
Yeah.
most of the time it's just like I'm trying to make something that's not a bird. Too late, I made another bird. You found a picture of the robot?
No, I'll
Alright.
keep looking and I'll find it.
Okay, fair enough.
If you check the instructions, they should be either
Is it in
on
every instruction?
Lego still or no. Just find the one that Austin the Formula One car,
I'll take a look.
the race car.
But how was the trivia contest?
Oh, I was just
Oh yeah,
about
we need
mention
to.
that.
Yeah, we need to talk about that one.
Yeah, so along with Andrew Boltop, aka Black Six from BZ Power, I hosted a Bionicle Trivia Challenge, which I've been kind of like talking about on Twitter and on the Eljay Johnson show for the last few weeks. It was great. It was wonderful. So Andrew and we had prepared. I had gotten like 50 sign out sheets, like where you put your name and then you can use those to participate and play in the challenge. I had 2 left when we started. So there are 48 participants total.
That's pretty good.
It was great. And like Andrew and I, we were kind of looking around. It's like, we did not expect to have this many people participating. It was wonderful. It went great. The top 3, it was Orikume, who's a patron. It was Cal, who I believe is and or was a member of the TTV message boards. And the winner ended up being a guy by the name of Ford. He is a member of the BCC. Incredibly nice. It came the final question that decided the last 2. The penultimate one was, who was it in LEGO that decided and dictated, made it mandatory, that Liwa speak tree speak in the early years of Bionicle? Now, do either you 2 know that answer?
Bob,
I do
right?
now. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob
Bob.
Thompson.
Bob Thompson.
Yeah, it was Bob
Duh,
Thompson.
Bob Thompson.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know that?
Easy.
And-
Easy.
I knew
And-
this because it was talk of the town of BrickFair. I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing I knew was that the Matoran Civil War lasts for 400 years.
Dude, so many people got that question wrong. It was
Really?
Yeah.
We were reading Maguta's Guide to the Universe on the way
On the plane.
on a plane to.
Get
So
ready
that's
for
the
this.
reason, and it's on the first page. Like we lost interest quite quickly. Well, but we read it on the first page. It immediately like mentions on the first page relevant things that happened in Metro Nui, and it's just like 3 like actual plot relevant things, and the 4th one is just like Matoran Civil War,
Also
400
that
years of just like Matoran fighting over a trade dispute.
But then it spends like 2 more paragraphs explaining in detail the Matoran Civil War.
Yes.
I mean, not really what they were fighting over. Nobody knows that, but just that they were
No,
fighting for
because the
400
book
years
specifically didn't describe
until
what it
Magoo
was
steps
for.
in
We
to
actually
just, like put all these Matoran back in their place. What are you doing?
It's like, what have you been fighting over for your last 400
400
years?
years,
I
man.
forgot.
It's like, why are you fighting? Like, it's like,
Trade dispute, I guess.
Yeah, there were a
Trade
pretty
disputes.
interesting range of answers. So I mean, I graded them with Black 6,
Mhm.
and like some of them were like, oh, 6 months, oh, 1,200 years, oh, it's 500 years. But like, I only graded 2 papers out of like, I don't know. So you said you had to have like 40
48
something.
total.
So I graded like 20 something, and like only 2 of them scored more than 10. I
Right.
mean, Black 6 got a bit more than that, but like, yeah, I only graded 2 of them that were like people like both of them got like 12 points.
Right.
But
Yeah, out of
Sure.
15 possible.
I was surprised nobody got all of them right.
no one's that
I-
smart. Who could possibly know
Like
everything?
nobody nobody like super studied for this event.
Well, there was no real way to, because there was no specific subject.
How could you study
Be
everything
Eljay.
about Bionicle?
Well, you would have to just like you just have to reread it all.
You'd have to.
Oh,
well,
Everything.
Just have to read it all. It's
Just
like buying media
every member
projects.
retain
Let's
everything.
go. Just like page 1.
And commit everything to memory. Like you have to like recite every serial, every book, every comic, but like verbatim
yeah.
in order to win that.
But yeah.
But
No, but the question thing was like super intense because
yes.
I've told like 5 different people this, but I was standing right behind Eljay with the answer sheet, and it says who wanted Liwa to speak in tree speak or whatever, and then Bob Thompson, and Ford's standing there with like a BCC
So sitting there, but
surrounding him, and he's like dying, and he's like
He's getting like really intense.
oh, he was panicked the whole time.
And so I know what the answer is, and I'm like watching his face, and I'm like, please, dear God, do not say Greg Farsi. and he's like, well, I know it's not Greg Farsi.
Yeah.
Duh.
Because he hated tree speak, and I was like, oh. And he's like, Bob Thompson? And he's just like, ah!
Oh,
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was like the weirdest thing though. Just like it was so intense
Yeah.
for a Bionicle.
It was
Trivia.
great because the deciding factor, the last question, was which tribe was Samad mistakenly attributed early in 2009?
which is not even a real trivia question.
It's not
It's a
like
trivia
a
question
canon
based
question.
on-
It's just like a meta canon question.
Yeah.
That was so hard.
And at that point, it's based unless you know it because it's kind of trivia. It's in the trivia area
It's
on
trivial.
BSO1. Yeah, it's trivial. It really is. unless you've gone to his page and gone to the trivia section, seen it there, you have a 1 in 6. And
Wow. One in many.
That's
No.
that's,
Probably
Six
a little-
elements, LJ.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That's a
Iron
good looking
track.
at it, though. You could technically do that one kind of like a multiple choice question.
that one could have been.
Was it A?
No, I just mean like it's not as hard as it looks because
Yeah.
you could technically guess it without knowing like
Oh, yeah, it's a guessing game at that
if you know the elements then
Yeah. And
or
The tribes,
yeah.
basically. And that was given to Cal. The top two were Ford and Cal. The question was given to Cal. Cal answered, I don't remember what he answered with, but it was incorrect. The correct answer is jungle. And because it was an elimination round,
I think he said stone maybe or
something along
or
those
rock.
lines. Yeah. And Ford won. And he won the giant box full of all the G2 sets. And it went very well. And when it came to stumping me, a ton of people stumped me. They were really, really good with their questions, and got some good prizes, and it was wonderful.
I think I still have my questions.
Is
And
there
then
a-
I think
I didn't get a
Nick-
chance to ask.
Nick
this
has a
question.
series of questions, and
I couldn't
I
get
have
to you
one
guys.
question, but I think we may have already discussed it, so you
There-
already know the
I
answer.
asked one guy that stumped LJ. I was like, "Oh, well, what did you stump him with?" And he was talking about how like there was one character in the Mask of Light movie whose teeth were like clipping like out of the mask, and so it's like the most random like difficult question
You
because you're
sure
not
it's
paying
only
attention.
one? I
He's
mean,
like, I was just recently watching it, so there's no way that he would have like remembered that small detail.
Yeah,
well, I'm glad that
You
you
know.
pointed out.
I know now, and it's awful too because it was friggin' Liwa.
It's like
That was the correct answer, and I said Takua.
I'm not surprised, honestly, because Leo's like
Sure.
mouth movements in that movie were
Very
quite like.
strange.
Everything
questionable.
about him was awful.
It's quite strange.
Windfly.
Yeah, don't you want to win fly?
I liked his eyebrows. That was pretty good.
No, but he sounds more Irish than that.
Yeah, no, I can.
Yeah, but don't wind fly you.
Don't steal me Lucky Charms, Roxy.
I mean, he is green.
Oh my
Glass.
gosh. Yeah, the proper green.
Can I ask you a couple of questions?
Go
Just
for it.
Lightning round.
Okay.
How many eyes does a Doom Viper have?
See, that's math.
It's not trivia.
It's not trivia.
It's like, oh gosh, 2 eyes per Roxy head,
And
and they have 6 heads because it's every Roxy color.
he's making you doubt yourself. Just
I can't do that over voice call.
6 times 2. No.
I'm gonna go with 6 heads. So that's like double. So it's like what 12 eyes?
Yeah, 12.
Okay. Gosh dang it.
I mean, that's how I counted it. So.
Okay.
All right, Pydak's favorite hunting grounds.
Oh, the Pillars of Salt,
Okay.
otherwise known as the
Oh.
Bionicle G2 community. That was one of the questions I had
Oh,
of my 100 questions that I had.
How
Tallied
many
up.
did you actually have to do for once you'd narrowed it down to everybody who'd gotten like more than 10 or whatever?
I used up most of the questions, so I would say I have maybe 20, 30 left.
That's pretty
I think
good.
my favorite part about it was like normally we have like a trivia question. And it's like, all right, these are the questions. This is the list of questions, and then question 3 is just like it's like 15 questions. Like all right, 15 questions, we got this. And then question 3 is like name 5 out of all that nonsense. It's like
Yeah.
we were pretty controlled with like being like I think there's one that was like who were named 2 out of the 3 of Valika spies.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And other than that, I don't think there was any double up ones, right? It was just like single questions. That was good for
Yeah.
future reference. Like
Mhm.
that is the correct way to do a trivia question instead of like breaking somebody's brain over just a single question
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
multiple hours.
Only.
name 7 Bauag powers.
Just like leading into that.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I think someone asked me that.
I tried to ask you that.
Yeah. Okay, you tried to ask me that. Well, okay. So it's fire, water, ice, earth, stone, acid. That's 6. Oh gosh, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going out on a limb, and I'm gonna go psionics because they liked to mess with the Toa's mind.
I guess that's a stretch. Yeah, it's kind of it. It's not specifically psionics, but it's great illusions. and also control Borak via Quana. So it's in the field of psionics.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
They can also form a barrier when very close together.
Yeah, no, I
Protect
remember
your
that.
Oh,
Which is
yeah.
peculiar.
It's power.
Yeah, that's fair. So would that be
I
8
remember
powers or would that be
Isn't-
That's
that's in the
listing
comics,
7.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Sure.
Isn't that in the comics? Like that's part of the
It
thing.
is.
Like they corner them and then they're like back to back and.
Yeah, no, it's in the comics and it's in the book.
What significant event occurred at Shoot Station 445?
What the fudge?
This one is really stupid.
Is it significant?
Yes.
Yes. Well,
What?
it's the only significant event. that
It's really
happened
stupid
at
because it
Shoot
feels like
Station
a trick
445.
question without it actually
Oh.
being a trick question.
No.
Like I was like, oh, I know this answer, but if I answer it, I'm gonna sound really dumb because that's like the only thing that happens in BIONICLE lore there. So
Nadiki threatens Kongu.
Aniwa caught Akmal.
it's just like
Oh,
it's
man.
like such a like rudimentary. Like it's just like
I knew it.
it's not even like an obscure thing.
Like
Like
original.
I expect
happened.
obscure things in my trivia questions.
I was thinking that it might have been. It had to have had something to do with one of the Matoran that knew where the great discs were. So
Yeah, exactly.
gosh, nuts.
Vakama Hodika's tools are known as.
Blazer claws.
Yes. Yep. Very good.
Wow.
Who repaired Liwa Nuva's air katanas?
Velika.
Yes. Who was the first guardian for the Mask of Life?
Fudge.
That's not an answer.
Oh.
I don't know that character.
First guardian.
Instated by the Great Beings.
Instated by Umbra.
Yes.
What the? Oh, it did have a purpose.
We were having a
It was
conversation earlier about which one's better. Is it Umbra or Qatar as a set?
Oh my gosh.
And it's like my eyes have been open to how kind of blech Umbra is,
Oh yeah.
but I still really don't like Qatar. It's like he's a parts pack, but as I
Umbra
said,
has like roller skate shoes.
But I mean, like,
Umbra has
Umbra
roller
is
skates,
a
and
bigger
Even
Umbra's-
though
parts
wheels
pack,
aren't
at least.
canon.
Yeah.
Umbra's
I
big
don't know how he's
too.
doing that.
And Umbra has that like great color scheme of like the green,
Every
and the
color.
black, and the
And the
yellow.
fantastic
Oh, gosh.
existing
And he's
mask.
supposed to be a living shadow, if I remember correctly, right? Like
Yeah.
he's supposed to be like the embodiment of shadow or something like that. And then he
Alright,
has like yellow and a bunch of light up elements. He has 3 light up elements, even though he's supposed to be the embodiment of shadow.
Bling.
What
Okay,
happened?
Final question.
go for it.
So, what effect was Radiac?
Hang on,
able
is he the
to-
embodiment of light? I'm just reading comments.
Yeah, he goes
Uh,
light speed and stuff.
Yeah, but is he the
Yeah.
embodiment of light or is he the embodiment
No,
of shadow?
He becomes light.
He's like the issue here is Umbra means the darkest.
Yeah,
part
that's
of
what I
a
was about to
shadow.
say.
Oh, that's
That's-
right.
That's what it means.
I
in
remember.
in like Latin.
Latin.
So
In
that's
Latin,
not,
yeah.
That's not.
It's
not-
not. It's not
Not-
even Mari.
Unrelated. What effect was Radiac able to produce on opponents while connected with Makuta Antros?
This is a really good question. Oh, fudge.
No, he doesn't produce
somebody.
fudge.
Okay, so
Ludicrous
I have to go
features.
back to them. So Sola
coming
can
back.
make physical light.
You start with Soleil.
I mean, he's
Nuts!
Yes.
It's like hardwired in my mind. Ugh, I got handed. Alex gave me a Solic mask that's signed by Meso. He's like, listen, I probably
it's
can't do
signed by
anything.
Meso.
Yeah,
How did he get him to do that?
that's like 2016 when Meso, but before it became like a problem.
Before it really got out of
Really?
hand. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Okay,
It's like a vintage.
That was weird. People try.
it still is weird. It's a mess. Okay, so Sola can make hard light. Tanma's infinite ammo for a very specific blaster that he probably
Doesn't
never.
have normally.
Yeah, he's never seen. Photok, as we've discovered, can go
Light
light
speed.
Light speed.
Like Umbra.
They just need to team up.
Gavla.
Photok sat on Umbra's back.
I know exactly.
It would go so fast.
Okay, was
Where
it?
would they even go?
No.
I don't know, roller rink.
Bear Magna.
So now you have to do the
Now
corrupted
it's the
Matoran that
Shadow
are
Matoran.
unrelated to light.
Yeah. So, Gavla was disorientation, if I recall correctly. So,
Is it
I don't know.
Nick didn't research
this
this?
is, it's
I was only looking at Radiac.
it's Radiac and Kirop.
Yeah.
Oh
Key
no. Is it Kirop or Kirop? Okay.
It's all cute.
Oh. Okay, Radiac. Oh man, man. I'm going to go out on a limb
He's a radio,
and say that he could, at range, slow people down.
He slows opponents, making
Whoa.
them too lazy to act.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Very good.
Wow.
Very
Now
good.
we've got to address what's going on in the YouTube chat. Now the BCC crew are awake still, also outside this BrickFair ending, and now they've just been trolling us in the comments with this awful John
You
Travolta movie called Gotti.
Stinkers.
And so I believe it's Orion. He's the one that's donated now $15 to us, or I don't know, it's some weird $5 pledge.
I don't.
Maybe
Is
not
that
15.
Orion? I don't think that's
But
Orion.
that's a definite, like, I don't know, that's like an Orion name right there.
No, I don't
was
think
kidding.
it's Orion because he sent 3 messages. The first 2 are Gotti, and the last one's I love you, LK. And it's ELKHA.
No, that's not. I'm saying, but he's got a very Orion name. Like those are like Hannibal, and like that's he's very into movies.
I don't. Okay, so if it isn't Orion, Hannibal Refn, we appreciate it greatly. And I've never seen that movie, but
But it's like been so far. Everyone in the chat that said Gotti has been from the BCC.
now I'm curious. I know Orion has memed this to heck and back, but I've never seen the movie. I didn't know it until he brought it up. So I just know John Travolta's in it, and it's bad.
He like tried to create this movie, like this biopic of a gangster or something, and it like turned out super bad. 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And we'll have to
Sounds-
watch it.
Sounds great. Yeah.
You're so lit, Lolexty, so he donates again.
Well, thank you, but none of us are on fire or smoking. Don't smoke, by the way. It's bad for you and everyone else. Unless you're on fire. In that case, well, it's still bad for you because you're on fire. But did you find it, Nick?
Is this a robot?
It's not the robot we're looking for.
That's a different robot.
No, there's like a kid in like a
Oh,
like
God.
almost
No,
90s looking
Snap's
sweater.
gone.
You just said it. Did you even realize you just said that's not the that's not the.
That's not the droid
Not
we're
the
looking
droid.
for.
These are not the droids we're looking for.
You kind of even did like a faux.
Did I do like a?
You did a little finger wave even.
Oh, I did.
I need to go home and rethink my life.
No, that's not the robot either.
No,
Is this the
It's-
robot?
keep looking.
Oh my
Nope,
god.
that is
It's
just a
like-
very rich
He's
kid.
green too. It's,
Holy cow!
it's a green robot, right?
I think so.
Okay,
I mean,
this
it's
is
all
epic.
colors of the rainbow. Snap is just doesn't discriminate.
Now he's like
Okay.
got him and Gangosteen.
You know what we should try to do next year? Not like so much as a competition, but just for like fun, is kind of like the thing that like you guys do on the drawing show that Purple runs.
Oh, art farts?
Yeah. Like where you just say like draw this and see how well people can remember how to draw.
Are you suggesting this because you'd win?
Oh,
No,
man.
no, just because I think it'd be funny to like see like
See how people pull it
yeah,
off.
like how people draw things.
I like that idea a lot. I'll have to suggest that to Andrew.
And
as
you
we
could
get
even
closer
give them
next
like
year.
colors or something, like you know.
We have to get so many markers.
We also got a bunch of like basic like classic sets, and you have to build it with the classic set instead, just like a basic brick interpretation. We actually did this exercise at work recently where we made a bunch of characters from a famous cartoon. Based in like neither of us has actually watched this cartoon, but we've both seen the characters before. And then Austin, one of our
I've seen the
friends,
characters
like twice or
like,
3
yeah,
times.
many years ago.
We're not gonna name it because it wouldn't be very professional. But basically, what we did was he basically was allowed to give us some very simple descriptions, and then we had to
Simple
build it
clues.
basically. And then as a group together, people would like walk by and it's like, "Is that this cartoon?" It's like, how do you make him look so correct yet so wrong? It's just-
Oh my gosh.
it's really fun trying to like replicate things from memory, especially when there's so little pressure. Where it's just like, it's gonna make this look real dumb because they don't really care. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Did you find the robot yet?
I'm looking. I'll keep looking.
People are talking in the patron chat now about getting Purple to bring back art farts. So if
It was
this,
like, did you have like 2-3 episodes? Is that it?
yeah, there's only a handful.
Yeah.
But if this live stream can get 50 likes,
Oh my
maybe
gosh,
we'll send a
Invi.
message to her.
No, don't do this.
No, I
Smash
said
that like
I'm
button.
just smash that like button, hit the notification bell. Maybe it'll get her attention to continue it. I'm just saying maybe.
Oh my god.
exactly 50 people like it, and then
No
Yeah,
more.
anymore,
You have
we're
to
in
turn it to
trouble.
dislikes after. No, please don't dislike.
Invi, stop talking.
Perfectly balanced. So all things should be.
Oh boy, we were digging real deep. Nick is
I'm looking way
currently
back,
on
way
the
back.
official
Nick
Lego
is on the
website
hunt.
for.
He's on the black
I think it could have
web.
been on a press release.
It wasn't because it was in those printed
Dark
documents we
web.
had.
It's
I don't
not
even
in the-
feel like I looked that deep into snaps, and then I just like found this image. Like,
Maybe we're
pretty
trying
fast.
too hard.
Okay,
We need the
I'll look
simple
out for that.
searches.
I know nothing about
Yeah.
snaps.
I don't think I should also
You
be
know
looking at
nothing
my
about
phone
Snap
continuously because
lore.
that probably wouldn't make for good podcasting.
The snap Civil Wars.
How long did it last for?
Yeah.
400
Well,
seconds.
the line only
The-
like
the
the line only lasted
The
for like a
purple
year. So.
versus the yellow and the red versus the green.
Green should win. Proper green.
Proper
There we go.
green.
Yeah, no, this was from. This
Oh yeah, there it is.
yeah, no, this was.
Oh,
Hang on.
we have
Oh,
ding
God.
ding
Oh,
ding.
no.
We
Yeah,
have
this
a
was
winner.
From a press release. Great. Press releases have turned out to be very useful for us trying to dig up information on old Lego themes, because it was very useful in Galidor. In fact, the most information we could find on Galidor was actually
On
in
press
press releases, like even for like just like property rights, like who owns what. It's like, yeah, no, the press releases around that time because Legos were really getting into press releases around that time, I guess.
Oh
We're
boy.
extremely.
Okay,
It
so
looks
picture, picture that in the back of a van.
reaching out for a child.
Come to me.
I love how extremely 90s that kid looks like.
Even the background's super 90s.
Yeah, it's just like it's like a family picture, like a
looks
family
like
picture a
it's,
90s family would take, except the father is just a snap robot. The rest of the family doesn't know. It's like Octodad. It's like this is a nice father-son picture, and they're bringing their favorite toy.
Hey,
Turns
son,
out
hey,
the
son, I
dad
got you
is
a
really
snack set.
just
Yeah.
a robot.
It's made out of me.
Like
I like that.
or like
Concerned,
or
not
like
PNG.
tragic anime backstory. He doesn't have a father, so he built
He
himself
built
a father
one.
out of
I'll
snap.
just make us father.
Oh,
Lego.
Or maybe he like tried to like transmute his
Yeah.
mother because they
Oh, gosh.
she died
And
then
it turned his brother
it
into
turned
the-
his dad
And
into a snap
And
robot.
then he had to, yeah. It's
Oh,
got a little, it's got a little
full
more.
Lego alchemist.
Look at the way he's like.
Full snap
Full
alchemist.
snap.
Like one of his hands is also made out of snap.
This robot is well built. I would say.
I love that picture. Yeah, it's great. I also want that T-shirt, like such a loose fit. It's great.
God.
And it's such an awkward, like nobody cuts t-shirts right on the elbow like that.
No.
'cause it's so weird.
And it's
Not
also like
anymore,
up to
no,
his like.
that's a
It's like
classic.
also just up to here because his jeans are just going all the way up there. This hand is also in such an unnatural position. He's just like, I'll hold it like this.
I think his elbow is bending backwards.
Yeah,
His
he's
other
like at
arm.
his arm is like behind
Maybe
him.
he is
going
made
on.
out of
That's
snap.
Yeah,
that's
he's-
really
The
uncomfortable.
kid is also made of
Snap
snap.
board.
It's just the
He's
artist is
testing-
much better. The kid artist is much better than the guy making the father.
He's testing the snaps out for a new skeleton. His wrist is just bending backwards so much. He's like, I need a new form.
He's wearing glasses too.
No
Is he?
way.
Yeah, those are like.
Is it
Those like no,
Oh,
not
the
kid,
robot.
The robot.
No,
The
those
dad,
are
the
fine.
dad is wearing glasses.
I think the
His
dad just has
spectacles,
very
reading glasses.
prominent like
For the daily
eyesight.
newspaper.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's just me. He just came off from work.
Bring,
What-
bring
what is-
home a nice Galidor set to his child.
God. What would a snap person do for work?
I feel like there's
So
probably some.
menial factory job.
Nice
Something
five.
automated. I don't know.
Pass the butter. Well, I think we should probably wrap things up.
Yeah.
We've been going for a while.
So- We've got a good range of topics. I mean, you guys help, cultivate Galidor coming back full swing at a Brick Fair. Matthew Ewald showed up. That
We
was
had a lot of
awesome.
fun. It was
A
a
lot of
huge
fun for all of
success,
us.
and it
Yeah.
was amazing experience.
Like, I guess
Really-
big
really
thank you
glad
to
we
Kevin Hinkle for actually like
Yeah, Kevin.
instigating this because without him,
yeah,
he was kind of like Nick and I are very old fashioned as in we use Twitter.
And
Matthew
Ewald
Ewald
is
does not.
down with the kids.
yeah,
and
he's
he
on
uses
Instagram. Yeah, and so we use
We
Twitter.
never interacted directly with Matthew Ewald until the actual event.
Yeah.
So all of our interactions went either through Kevin or through reading his Instagram posts about us, about things that we did with Galidor. That was how our interaction used to go. So I made Instagram now.
Yeah, I've made an
Yeah.
Instagram, so I can.
Oh,
talk
really?
to
I guess
Matthew
we'll have to-
I'm not gonna post it.
That's what LJ did. It
Don't-
didn't quite work out so well when
I
it
did
first
that
happened.
months ago. I
Right.
made an Instagram account just to contact him, and it just didn't.
You didn't.
I didn't because they wanted to, like, I have to put on my phone
Mhm.
because there's no chat on like the computer.
Really, there
Yeah.
isn't.
No, there
Oh, no.
isn't.
Yeah.
Browser version
I
just
hate
to look
that
at
so much.
pictures.
Same. It really ticked me off, but I'll get him on Discord.
He's got Discord.
He's
He
no,
will.
but he's
He
agreed. He's
will.
agreed about the show.
Say what?
LJ Johnson. Didn't he agree about?
Oh yeah, he
LJ
did.
Johnson
He did.
show?
Yeah, he's gonna be on because I'm
I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be great.
Someday
yeah,
down
it's
the
gonna be
road.
awesome.
That'll
So
be a surprise.
he'll have to be on Discord, become one of the cool kids.
But yeah, we have to thank Kevin Hinkle for
Yeah.
Yeah.
organizing. So he like said like to Matthew Ewald, like well, he said to us like you've got to be at BrickFair because Matthew Ewald is coming. We were like, okay, I guess we should probably go to eat. And we were like, okay, we'll think about it. And then we were like, we probably should go. And then we're like, yes, we'll go. Meanwhile,
We heard the story
You know what
from
I mean?
Matthew.
Matthew was told that he's got to be at BrickFair because we're going to be there.
Oh my gosh.
So,
and some, one of these
Kevin's
one of these
working the
doesn't check
system.
out. One of these doesn't make sense.
I mean, Kevin knows how to run a convention. Clearly, he's just tricking everybody into thinking that all the hot people are going to be there, and he's just like, "This is going to be the biggest thing ever." And then everybody's just like, "All right, when if Kevin's saying it, then
Kevin's saying it.
yeah, exactly.
He knows how to capitalize on the hype.
And then we
Yeah.
just all show up in a field in Wisconsin, and it's just
There's nobody there.
Nobody there.
Kevin is
No, in fact, everybody's there, but there's still just a field.
and Kevin just drives off. He's like, "See you later."
See you later. My work here is done.
Kevin is
Thank you,
incredible. He's incredibly persuasive because while he was doing that with you guys, we just had dinner with him earlier, and then he brought a bunch of people over to a dessert restaurant, and instead of saying, "Hey, you should come on over," he just texted me, "Come to Who Seek." Period.
It's imperative.
It's like, okay.
I guess we
I
need
feel
to.
like I didn't understand Kevin Hinkle until I was like in the BrickFair
The brick sphere.
environment, and then it's just like he's just there all the time,
Being
and everybody
amazing.
loves him.
He's
Yeah.
kind of like a dad to the entire Lego community.
Yeah.
and it's great.
Half the people there had like
Who
a,
put that on there? Donate to our Patreon, and you too can see in the patron chat a bot command that will show Niek himself making it rain with his Lego pieces.
Look at that.
That's
It's-
a bot command.
With
Who
that.
set up that bot command?
Probably AT. AT is like the guy behind it all.
Great, thanks a lot, AT.
AT's been great too because
Great
he's been
T.
here. I wish you were here, but he's been
oh
around.
man, that's such a useful gift all the time.
high
Yeah.
quality.
Yeah, so this is from the designer video.
When you see rare Galidor sets
Yeah,
on
this is-
eBay.
But yeah, no, Kevin Hinkle, he's amazing. He's done so much to help set everything up and connect people, and
Yeah, for sure.
he's been wonderful. So
So yeah, we got Galidor hype from you guys, and Kevin pulling the strings for Matthew Ewald. You got to come to America and be able to sign Voltron sets, build it with people.
Yeah.
Fun time with your set, and LJ, he got to host his show. Not the show, but the Bionicle trivia game.
yeah, no, the
challenge
show was
with
live.
a big turnout.
No one knew.
Yeah.
It would be a fun spin-off of the Eljay Johnson show if you just had actual like
The
trivia
LJ
thing.
game show.
It's like you need to have like the Price is Right kind of intro song.
Oh my gosh. Wheel of Bionicle.
No, there has to be a pause.
Yeah.
Wheel of Bionicle.
Wait,
We'll have
you
to
We
know
discussed that wheels
You have
aren't
to do two
canon in
pauses
Bionicle.
because
There are no
you can't
wheels.
copyright that video either.
What about the
wheels? Are fine.
What about the chariot from
Yeah.
Croc Stronghold?
What if you did wheel up?
Oh,
What about the
Bionicle?
Thornums?
Oh, the
Yeah.
Sonatas, yeah, and the
I don't know, they
Sundogs.
invented
Yeah.
wheels.
They had wheels,
Sick.
didn't they?
Puku,
They had
Puku
treads.
has wheels.
No. Oh, yeah,
And the
that's another.
Tarakava has tank treads.
It does, yes.
Tornadoes didn't
No
it have
gravity.
huge wheels? I thought it had huge.
Which one?
I thought it had.
Tornadoes,
like,
yeah, that is the massive.
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
So wheels are
Sick
canon.
wheels.
What,
Scorpio had tank
what,
treads.
What now, Umbra haters? Huh? Huh?
Checkmate, haters.
I mean, he has knees, hips, and ankles. I can't.
This is too
like,
much
That's
info.
fair.
And Ember would be one of the models that would actually probably benefit from not having any of those. So you can actually play with the roller
You
skates.
would, yeah. No, that's fair. Like every time I'd roll him down, he just
Splits. Yeah.
Oh
Like
man.
a figure skate. It's just like, this is strange.
it was
Yeah.
awful.
But any last thoughts about BrickFair? I had a good time. What about you
I had a
guys?
great time.
That's all right.
It was all right. And maybe next year will be better.
It was great. I had a great time.
Awesome.
What if we like ended on a dance party and then added music over it later?
I don't dance. I don't think any of us.
I do
Anybody
it-
here want
I
to
do
dance?
it.
I don't. Maybe she can get up.
I could dance.
I don't think I could get up with this couch without
Your
Like, both my legs
So
just-
after,
Yeah.
after
We're pretty
laser
dead
tagging,
after a
Niek
laser
is
tag
basically
game.
Voltron now.
Yes. I can't move my legs. I can't
no.
feel them either. It's pretty bad. Well, I can't actually feel them move.
Don't
yeah.
worry. Mesa will be like right around the corner. Tell you, you deserve better. You need to innovate.
Thanks, Messa. Glad someone is listening.
He's not even in here anymore. He's gone.
Is he?
No,
Aw.
he tuned out a while
Well, I'll
back.
be watching this later. It's fine.
If he is, he's in the YouTube stream. We'll see.
Mezzo couldn't even stay. He couldn't even stay for the whole time.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
He
Gosh.
could have also just been here.
Yeah.
He could've.
Yeah.
He could've.
Really
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
I mean, simple.
Further down the list. Yeah. All right. In that case, I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up.
Yep. Thanks for watching our live stream. Hope you stuck around for the whole time and got
Thanks
to
for
join
coming.
us on our
It's been a lot of fun.
casual couch cast. Thanks for joining so much, guys, and getting the permission to be
Yes.
on. It
Yeah.
was awesome having you
This
here.
has been a great couch.
It was a lot of fun.
Let's see. Our Patreon shout out. I don't know. Nobody donated to us from Patreon today. I mean,
they do
so
that
we gotta-
monthly. It's not a
Yeah, they do
daily
it monthly,
thing.
but I'm saying that we should shout out again to our YouTube donor today. But I would encourage you to
We
donate
have
to
to
our
do a
Patreon.
patron shout out. It's
But-
$2.99.
Niek was a method during the development of Voltron. He never.
I had both of my
he was
legs.
Orion
I had
from
both of my
BCC
legs in
for-
casts actually.
Yeah.
From the waist down. I was
Yeah, he
just
just-
entirely in a cast.
He was just like walking like this around the arm. It's just-
You know what? I know. Okay, so shout out's gonna be Orakume because
yeah, sure.
they were actually at the convention.
Thanks
Came
for
up.
saying hi.
They did a
Yeah.
really good
cool.
job in the.
Yeah,
in
they
the-
got third place in the trivia challenge.
If you factor in that Orakume was a rogue agent, they had no help. It was just
Yeah.
them all on their own. They did pretty darn good.
I
They
mean,
did.
no, actually, looking at his answer specifically on the paper, like he was like one of the couple that had scored like really high. I was like, man, this is oddly accurate to be like this far down. Like this reminds me of exactly when Eljay was. I was going over the answers with Eljay like a few weeks ago, back when I was in Thailand, and I was like, man, this looks like he looks straight at the answers or something. Like I was surprised. Like it was one of those 12 out of 15.
Yeah.
But,
No, Orakume did great, so that'll be the patron shout out.
I believe Mockingbird also showed up from the patron
a
chat
lot
for
of people
Eljay.
did. Yeah, Mockingbird showed up. He was great. Trying to remember who else. Well, I mean
Yeah,
LQ. But he was
LQ.
al- he was
He's
already
technically
there.
in our patron chat,
Yeah.
but
Technically.
kind of
These
well, we
guys
kind of-
showed up. No.
these guys are in our patron shout out to these guys. All right. Anyways, let's wrap up.
All right. Well, thank you all so very much for watching. Yeah, the Patreon is there. We're trying to get shirts back.
Yeah, man, forget the likes. 50 likes.
No,
we
don't
need,
do
we, no,
this.
we need.
No, I
we
shouldn't have
need. We
mentioned
need
it.
more patrons so we
100
can bring
likes.
purple. Purple can bring back those shirts.
We just need money.
And a TV show.
And art farts at BrickFair next
Well,
year if you don't.
Art farts would be just making T-shirts then, right? Like if you just make T-shirts
The
out of
w-
all the art fart stuff, then it makes itself.
This
That
is
would actually
genius.
be-
Two
but-
birds in one.
Maybe you should be a
That would
TTV
actually be
consultant.
super cool to just see like really poorly drawn like bionicle things.
I
on
mean,
a
that's what we
t-shirt.
do in our spare time. Like we play these party games on your phone, and they show up on. It's like a PlayStation game.
Oh,
Yeah. What's it called? Something box.
Jackbox.
Jackbox. There we go. And it's like a T-shirt making game, and it's amazing because we basically play with like 5 people all the time, and then 4 of them are Bionicle fans, and we just all draw dumb Bionicle stuff. And the 5th person's like,
No
"Why
idea
is
what
every
to do."
single phrase in here a Bionicle phrase?" And he's like, "I'm sorry."
How do you even play he said if you didn't. This is like, what's a crowd? I don't know.
Oh, well, you kind of switch it up with doing other games as well, and then
But usually
that's
it just ends up devolving back.
it
to
defaults back into Bionicle Mask. The Bionicle Mask and Gurlagon references.
Yeah,
That's
my
pretty much
goodness,
it.
You guys.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. I'm LJ.
I'm Tenebrae Invictus.
I'm deadmatoro.
I'm Nick.
I'm Niek.
And we will see you all again next time.
See you next year.
Yeah,
Bye
next.
Bye forever. You were never coming back.
Quick,
Is this where the song starts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
it's
gonna
where
If
the
you were to
dance
edit it,
is
yeah.
I was wondering, like, if you were to have a TV show, what would you call it?
I think we're still online.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're still-
it seems like pretty good.
The
Yeah,
LJ
Pulse
Johnson
Ramble.
Show.
No, they're like
The Eljay Johnson TV show.
show.